Another trip on the road and another 3 points for Sheffield United with the 2-1 win over Blackpool. And watching with me, Brian Deane and Mark Duffy. And gentlemen, 2-1 on the face of it, it looks a relatively close victory, but was it a little bit easier than the scoreline suggested?
Oh, no, I would say it was a very tight game because it came down to a more physical game in the end. You know, they were playing for set pieces, and you have to stand up to that. You know, so the second goal was vitally important when we got it, and we talked about it before the game, didn't we? We talked about them having set pieces. You know, realising that perhaps in terms of quality and the pattern of play, they weren't going to be able to match Sheffield United. It would have been too open a game in that scenario. So they closed it up. They went more direct to Gary Medine and they worked the second balls. And that's why it was close, you know.
First half, it was a moment of quality, wasn't it? And Jai involved in the build-up, providing the assists for Sander Berger. And what a lovely goal it was, Mark.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, we spoke about it at half time. You know, Bogle getting down the right-hand side showed his quality by picking Illiman out. Illiman took a brilliant touch into the box, and you know, a lot of players would have just, you know, put that across the box, but he's actually seen Sander reverse the ball, picked them out, and obviously Sanders took one touch and then calmly passed it into the net. But yeah, it was a fantastic goal.
Lovely goal, and it was absolute quality. And the thing which both you and Brian were saying at half time is what you need to do now is go out and get another. Let's put this game away.
Yeah, and they did do that. They went out and they got that second goal, which was a fantastic goal. A fantastic goal on the counter attack. You know, he's ran half the length of the pitch, and to have that composure when you've ran that far as well and just calmly pass it into the net. But after that, they just sort of sat back and allowed Blackpool to come onto them, and you know, obviously Blackpool started playing a lot more direct, and you know, if Gaz Medine is allowed to sort of isolate certain defenders, he will do it, and he's brilliant at what he does.
Just talk a little bit more about McAtee's goal, Brian, because I mean, he picks it up just on pretty much on the edge of his own box, doesn't he? And he runs the length of the pitch flat out. Yep. None of the pursuing defenders could close him down, and then he shows amazing composure to put it in at the near post.
Yeah, I mean, he got a little bit of luck when the defender slips, but then what happens is, while he's actually running the defenders behind him, he actually cuts across him, so it makes it actually harder for the defender to actually get back across him. So he's eliminated him, and then it's all about his technique, you know, while he's running with the ball and the calmness that he showed. Basically, wrong foot in the goalkeeper as well. You know, he's got a small area to aim at the near post, and it's almost like he didn't even break his stride to just stroke it home. For me, that kind of technique is fantastic. You know, if that's me, you know, I have to shape up more, you know, or if I'm gonna properly strike it, I'm looking to put my laces through it. But that was like a pass at the end of it, and it was a wonderful technique, very calm, very, you know, measured in everything that he did, and the pace. We spoke before, didn't we, about how the beginning of the season, you know, he looked like a fish out of water. They both did, small players.
He and Doyle.
Yeah. But look at him now, you know, and it's only going to get better, I think.
Rare potential, isn't it? And I suppose that's why a team like Manchester City will put a player like him out to Bramall Lane to get sort of that experience and to actually get the opportunity and to grow into that sort of opportunity and provide the finish that he did.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, the finish that he did, Manchester City know he has that quality. The things that they probably don't know if he has is the physical attributes, and can he you know, handle all those physical attributes. And it's not just about size, it's, you know, the pace of the championship, obviously the physical side of it as well. And early on in the season it really did look like he was struggling with that, but you know, it does take time to get used to it, because at Manchester City and at those 21 levels, it makes a play different. It might be a different sport. It's totally different.
It's attack versus defence, isn't it? When you watch the under 23s, there's no physicality. It's not like back in the day when you're playing a proper reserve game. It's just right, you attack and you know. Yeah.
They come back. Blackpool pulled one back through Marvin Ekpiteta. And it was, you'd kind of almost set the scene for it at half-time, saying this is what could happen, and it duly did. It was the strength, maybe, to a degree, set piece power, and through they came.
Yeah, I mean, it was... They were never going to be able to play a game of, you know, shootout. You know, we've just got too many good players in too many good in possessions for them to be able to do that. So the neutralizer is the physical aspect of the game, you know, make it a 50-50 game, you know, play, you know, long balls up, and then who gets the second balls controls the game then. So that's how it played out, you know, set pieces in the final third. I mean, you know, Blackpool had a chance in the last 10 minutes where I think the guy who was throwing the balls, he stole about 10 yards to get it into the final third. So it just said, look, this is how they're going to get back into the game.
11 points now, the cushion mark. I mean, it's beginning to look, without tempting too much fate, it's beginning to look like it's United's to lose. They're a great bet to go up now. Yeah,
definitely, and you know, obviously 11 points is huge, but I'm sure the message will just be we take each game as it comes, and they have got really winnable games coming up as well. So, and that adds more pressure onto the people who are chasing them, because they know they have to win those games. Draws aren't good enough for them to catch them. So there could be times when, you know, last 10 minutes, you know, Watford are drawing 2-2, but they know that's not good enough. They need the win now to catch them. So by, you know, attacking a little bit more, it leaves them a little bit more suspect on the counter-attack. So they're in a fantastic position, you know, going into the back half of the season. To be 11 points clear of third place is, you know, it's probably unheard of, to be honest.
Next game up, Brian, Queen's Park Rangers away. I mean, the whole squad, you've said that it's not a team, it's a squad thing. I mean, the whole group are going to be going down there brimful of optimism about another 3 points.
Yeah, I mean, it's a win for everybody. The squad now, everybody will have that taste in their mouth of, we're on the verge of promotion, I can play a big part of this. So it's a fantastic position for the manager to be in, you know, with having everybody who's going to come on is going to want to play a massive part in that. And it'll be a good environment. Whenever you're winning games, you know, everybody's happy. You know, everybody wants to train. I've seen it myself, you know, where, you know, you're winning games, everybody wants to be out there, they want to be running out and trotting out, they want to be getting engaged in all of the training sessions. And I've seen the other side of it where, you know, when you're losing, people's hamstring injuries that should take 10 days is 4 weeks long, you know, so they're in a great position.
They certainly are. And that is just a great feel-good factor from our studio here at Bramall Lane, because another win on the road, Blackpool 1, Sheffield United 2. And when you look at that league table, doesn't it look good?